boys and girls, welcome back to art. I hope that you enjoyed the winter snow that we had here in Texas. So right now, you guys, last time I talked to you and we had started this project, we had looked at the artist Kandinsky, and he was known for his concentric circles, which was circles inside circles inside circles. And so you had created some circles last time, and now you're going to be creating lines and patterns to inside your circles. Now a line, we have all kinds of lines, boys and girls. We have wavy lines, we have zigzag, we have vertical, we have horizontal lines, diagonal lines. So we're going to use these different types of lines in our circles. We also are going to be using pattern. And if you don't know what patterns are something that repeat. For example, in this line right here, this shape is repeating over and over again. Also, we could do circle, square, circle, square, circle, square. That would be a pattern because it is repeating over and over again. Just like if I did 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That is a pattern because I am repeating it. So a pattern is something that repeats, and these are some of our different types of lines that we're going to use. So we're going to be putting lines inside each circle. All I'm using is a black crayon again. Next week we will paint in our colors, creating a color wheel with this nice beautiful color wheel that we've created. But first, make sure when you're creating your lines, one, that you're holding your crayon correctly, so that way we're not holding our crayon like this. We tend to not hold it right, and then we break our crayons, or we're not using the right way of holding our pens, our pencils. So we want to get in the habit of doing that, boys and girls. And you notice I am using a zigzag line to create inside, and now I'm repeating it over and over and over again. So there's my line and there's my pattern, and I'm going to do that around the entire shape here, and I'm just going to go around. Notice I turn my paper. I'm not trying to turn my hand or myself. I'm going to turn and rotate my paper so that I am making it more comfortable for myself, boys and girls, as opposed to I'm moving my body or my hand. So we don't want to do that. We want to make ourselves. Notice also that I'm making my lines nice and dark. I don't want to do too light like this, because when I do that, boys and girls, and I paint, you're not going to see those nice dark black patterns that you created, and you paint right over it, and then there was no point in doing it because you can't see it. So notice I keep going, and I have to make it all the way back, and I finish the pattern and the line. So this is a zigzag line. Some things that I might use if I'm making my art to create using a zigzag, I might make shark teeth, or I might make mountains, or I might make sharp pointy grass, or an ice cream cone with my one zigzag. So those are some things that I might use with that nice zigzag line. So now I'm going to go in my second concentric circle here, boys and girls, and I'm going to create another line and another pattern. So we talked about some different lines. This is a vertical line, which is our lines that are up and down, and we might use those to make a flower because I'm going to make a stem. So I might use it to make let's see, the sides of my house. So vertical lines are the ones that go up and down like you're standing tall. Those are my vertical lines. And you notice again, I am turning my paper, not turning my hand. My hands are pretty much staying in the same place because I want it to be comfortable for myself, not for my paper. So I'm gonna just rotate the paper and creating those vertical lines. So I did that all the way around, repeating it over and over again, boys and girls. So I created a pattern. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to create a pattern in each one of these. So my next one, I might do horizontal lines and go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to continue that pattern going over and over again. I'm not going to change it because Remember, a pattern is something that repeats, and each circle is going to have its own pattern. So I'm just going to do these across my circle, and I'm repeating over and over again. Notice I'm also doing nice dark lines so that when I paint, they don't get covered by the paint. So the next thing I'm going to use is, if anyone could tell me what kind of line this is, that is a wavy line, or some said a squiggly line. That'll work too, boys and girls. This kind of reminds me of a snake, or I might even have used it for the icing on my donuts because I kind of see a donut shape there. So those are some wavy lines, and then I'm going to use actually dots. If you do decide to use this shape, boys and girls, please don't just make a circle and leave it open. If you're going to do it, you're going to use the dots and color it in so that when we paint, you can see those lines. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do some diagonal lines, which are lines that are leaning like this. So you should get your paper ready for this next week when we paint, and we'll be creating using our color wheel and kind of growing out, or it can be going in. But today you need to get your lines, your patterns done, and kind of think about what maybe you could create using these different types of lines when you're making your art projects. I hope you have fun, boys and girls. Next week is Fine Arts Night on March 4th at 4:45 to 5:45. So come check us out and do a drive-through with our Fine Arts Night. Bye, boys and girls.